Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to make these orange Halloween nail art design. It's got a very, the same kind of theme going through it all, but each nail is going to look different. We've got two colours today, so you want your nudie shade and you want the orange. So the orange here, I've got perfect orange, and then I went with autumny kind of colour. It's kind of a bit more like a warm toned brown for the gel polish. And then I almost forgot, which is why I'm taking a little longer to show you, but you definitely need some white gel paint and also some black gel paint. Both are from Madame Glam today, and they are pretty much a must in today's set. I think if you're not going to have one of those, it doesn't have to be that exact one, a different brand will just do fine. It's just that the nail art gel's cure tack free and it cures glossy, and that's exactly what you want. And we're going to do a matte background, and then everything else is going to be nice and glossy on top, and that's really where it kind of makes it really pop and look really, really nice. So it's a bit of a must in today's set. When it comes to our background shades, we've got two nails that are going to be the brown, two nails that are going orange, and then last but not least, we're going to have an ombre nail right at the end there, and we're going to do the brown at the top and then the orange at the bottom. Ombre those two together. Off camera real quick, after the first set is cured, I will do another set of colour on top, just to get everything opaque, and then we can crack on with our nail art design. That one of those orange nails though, once you apply the second layer, I'm not going to cure it, I'm just going to sprinkle on some glitter in there. I've got some orange fine glitter that I felt like would match quite perfectly with that shade of orange. And then once it's sprinkled in and I tap away any excess that I don't need anymore, just bits that don't really get stuck to the gel polish, I'll pop that in Slam for a cure. So we've got two extra steps before we top coat, which is so funny to say so early on in the video that we'll be top coating in a moment. But one of those brown nails, we're going to do a French tip look, and I'm trying to pop the smile line quite low. So I usually have it quite, well, much higher really than that, but later on we're going to do a flame and I needed it to be quite lower today, so we're doing that. And then obviously colour in the tip, pop that into the lamp. Then the next nail, which we will crack on in a second, we're going to do some stripes. Very simple, very easy. These are literally just basically like the canvas ready to go before we start working on our nail art. And it has taken me a little while with today's set. It did take some time, so it's a bit more of a set that will consume a little bit of your time, but I feel like the final results are so cute, and I just love sets that you can also customize. So if you didn't want to do the orange, you could just do a different color or switch out the design around as well. So I feel like this is a quite nice one to do that with. And this is the other brown nail that we're just going to do stripes with. So literally from the top to the bottom, just drag your brush down until you are happy, and then that will be that. So all of them will go and stand for a cure. Anywhere that you feel like needs another coat, go ahead and do it. I do think I did another coat of those stripes and the French tip as well. And obviously now we're going to matte top coat. So all four of those are going to be top coated, then popped and stand for a cure. So this is the bit now, with the rest of the video, where we're going to be working with the nail art gels. They are a much thicker consistency, a bit more pigmented, well, way more pigmented too. So you can basically do very fine lines, and it's very, opaque. So it's very, very great for nail art specifically, especially when you're doing fine lines or any like mega detailed work. You know how some people do like cartoons and it's crazy nail art out there. They are likely using a product like this. So with our full orange nail, I'm going to start off with the drip look. So on that one, we're going to do 3 dots. I always like to do the middle one much lower and then the other two like higher up. So I always start off with the dots. I drag a line right to the top of the nail. And then once I do that, I like to connect. You can see that now, once we've done that first line, the sides of the ball, you can see kind of like the sides of the ball, I guess. And then I kind of connect them to the line that I've just created. And that's how I create that drip effect look. So I'll do that on all 3. And then just to get that all connected and at the top, so you're almost halfway there, you just want to curl and do like half circle patterns, I guess. From one to another. So you see in a moment I'll do that too. And then I just basically spent some time colouring it in. I actually didn't have a bigger brush to hand when I was filming this video, so a lot of the time I actually cut out footage where I literally spent hours just colouring it all in with just this fine brush that I've got here today. So there'll be a bit of choppy work going on with the footage, but I show you pretty much most of it anyways. Like, it's just more, no one needs to see me struggle basically trying to colour it in with a fine brush. So yeah, but here it is. That's basically it. We've just finished colouring it in. Now on to the French tip. So on this one, you want to do the flame, and the flames have forever been a struggle for me, and they basically still are today. So there's not much footage of that one because I was struggling, but this is basically the outline that I do, and I did keep it. So this is the little outline. I do a line at the bottom there, and then I just thicken everything up, and it creates a flame. So it was just really difficult for me to get the curves. It's always the curves for me. I don't know. I can't do circles with a nail art brush. I always struggle. I always end up just trying to correct it to the point that it just becomes such a thick circle that I just have to restart. But here I'm just outlining everything, and that's it basically. Like, I keep it how it is. I don't change anything. I just colour it in. I thicken up any areas that needed it, and that's it pretty much. Then on this one, I had to just do that off camera, guys. Like, I don't know what was happening. My hand started shaking crazy when I was doing this set. So I had to go off camera. But I wanted to include the colouring in at least, just so you see what I did there. So because we've got orange going on, I went in with like a pumpkin face look on this nail. So you've got 3 triangles. 2 at the top there and 1 upside down one for the nose. And then obviously I did that mouth there with some missing teethies. And then I'm colouring obviously that one in as well, and enough that will then go into Lamp for a Cure. Last but not least, when it comes to the black anyways, it's going to be that ombre nail, and I don't know if I included footage because I did struggle with that one too, but you just want to do some line, basically just a thick line down the centre, and that's it. But it will be on the screen in a moment of me doing some white dots and stars. So for the remainder of the video, we are basically filling in every single area that we've just created with that black gel paint with some dots and stars. So on this flame, I'm doing 4 stars, but again, it will kind of just depend on how much space you've got going on with what you're working with. Also, the dots, I feel like I just wanted them so much more thinner. I didn't have a smaller dotting tool to hand. I have this very horrible habit of grabbing the dotting tools and using them for Rhinestone glue gels, which is fine, but sometimes I forget and I leave them on the side, or the gel just cures, and it, from a tiny little dotting tool, becomes a very thick one. So I don't know if you can see here, I've just got some residue on the sides, and really, if I just popped it into some acetone, it would just come off, but I just haven't come around to doing it, and I just sometimes struggle when I have to do these fine dots. You can just pick up something else. It doesn't have to be a dotting tool to do dots. If you've got anything to hand, really, that could create you a dot, that'll do just fine, as long as you obviously don't want to ruin it with your gel polish. And you just continue this the whole time until you're happy, popping them for a cure. Now this is that line nail that I didn't do on camera at all. So lines, again, especially these long, are painful. So had to do it off camera. And again, on those, I'm doing 4 stars and then obviously little dots in between. With those dots, I'm trying to kind of do little patterns in a way. So, you know, I'm kind of trying to do a cluster of 3, a cluster of 2, just 1 dots, whatever kind of feels right in a way. You also don't want to overcrowd the area either, so you don't want to do too many dots either, because that also won't look too great. So bear that in mind when you're doing it, especially if you're working on, like, because, you know, again, I'm doing these crazy stiletto long nails. No one's wearing these. These are just for nail art purposes, just a bit more so I've got a massive canvas to play around with and just do some art. But I know every time I then recreate my sets on press-ons, it's always a little bit of a different game. You've got way less space, and you just have to either compromise on some things, adjust things, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I just cut out the footage with the rest of the nails because it's just so, honestly, so repetitive. It took such a long time. But you just continue doing it on every single black gel paint area that you've created. Now on some crystals, I've really sped up this footage as well. On the flame, on the top left hand side, I did like a corner of rhinestones there. Some AB crystals and some caviar beads in between each crystal. And the rhinestone glue gel that I'm using today is the Macart one. And I came really prepared today as well. I already have all my crystal placements ready to go on my little container there in the background. So that's good going. And then, of course, that would then go into the Lamp for a Cure. I will adjust it where I need it, just so I can, like, you know, crispen up the shape and not have it a bit wonky. The next nail is this pumpkin looking one. So we've got a little corner top left and bottom right hand side, and each one of those is just going to be 3 ABs, 1 of the larger one and then 2 smaller ones on either side. And then again, we're going to pop caviar beads in between each crystal. Literally every single crystal placement has some caviar beads today. But we've only got 1 nail left pretty much to do crystals, and that's it. So that's going to be our drip nail. I just had a vision where I kind of like the drip. I just felt like obviously the bottom part is very bare and boring. So I just had this vision where we do this kind of triangular shaped patterned crystal thing. So that's basically the attempt at it today anyways. Kind of like a necklace look, but just below the drip. So that's what we're going to do in just a moment. Once I finish popping those caviar beads in. So I'm going to grab it now in a second once I put that in. And as you can see now, because my hands are wet, you can actually see it in the container. That's going to be the shape that we're going to go for. So I do have the shaped AB crystal, and I don't actually know the name of. I'm sure you guys do. I'm really bad with names. And even if you told me, which I'll be very grateful if you do, I will honestly forget. I am so forgetful. It's crazy. I probably should go and get checked out, really. But here is that one there. There we go. And then again, those rhinestone crystals, rhinestones? No, caviar beads in between as well. I'm popping the rhinestone glue gel in between first, just so as obviously has something to get glued down into. And also helps because if it's already there, it just kind of like comes right off your brush as well. And then I'm going to pick up the caviar beads with the same brush I was using to pop the rhinestone glue gel down, pop it in between, and then if you need to, especially with this one, you likely will, just grab yourself anything to just adjust and pop it in, you know, make it all crisp and how you want it to look and not wobbly or whatever else. And that'll be basically it, guys. That'll be the whole set. I hope you guys liked it. Here are the final results. I think it's so cute. So cute. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'd love to see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.